360.
Good morning.
Hey.
Good morning.
So today's podcast title is The Transformers. I pulled a few of the hairstylists from the salon to talk about the beauty industry, how do we end up becoming hairstylists, the way we transform lives from the inside out and also from the outside in. First, I want to start with Miss Melissa McDonald.
Good morning.
Actually, Melissa is one of the stylists who actually has been doing hair the longest.
Yes.
The longest. How long have you been? How long? I'll tell you a secret.
Ooh, I don't even remember. 97. 87.
87. I'm like 97.
87. You know better. 87.
87.
Yes.
So Melissa has 32 years of experience. Is this the only job you've ever had?
Yes, ma'am. The only job.
What made you do hair?
Well, when I was young, I always did all my sister's friends' hair. And I originally wanted to go into interior decorating. But because I was always doing somebody's hair, it kind of took me the other direction.
Okay.
So same thing, it's designing, but hair.
What is your favorite part about hair? What the industry, your career in general?
In general, you're your own boss. That's the big part. You're your own boss, pleasing, making people happy, and giving them a better look.
Okay. So next we have our stylist who has been doing it the shortest period of time, Jada. You looking for Charmaine?
Yeah, sure.
I think you're the shortest period of time.
Yeah, I'm the second
Is she behind me?
Yeah, you're next.
Okay.
So Jada's my daughter. She's a third generation hairstylist. And hair, how did you get into the industry, Jada?
Well, my mother and grandmother do hair, so I guess I was just born into the family by doing it. It's just something that I just started doing, and I ended up liking it. At first, I didn't want to do it, and then I just had to learn to accept my gift and just start doing it.
You said you had to learn to accept your gift.
Meaning, I had to stop fighting from it and didn't want to do it and just embrace the fact that I have the gift and some people don't have it.
Right, right. What is the most rewarding thing about doing hair? What do you like about it the most?
I really like the creative side of doing hair, making people feel good and look good with just short things, like maybe like a simple haircut would just like change their whole look, hair color, and that's about it.
So we also have our most educated stylist in the salon. The most educated person in the salon is Tasha Nichols. She has degrees on top of degrees. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Tasha.
Well, I really started doing hair in high school for the step team that I was on. So for every competition, I was the designated hairstylist. I think it may have just kind of run in my blood. My grandmother was a hairstylist, and she actually did Oprah's hair when she was an anchor in Baltimore. So I guess it just kind of, in the blood.
So you do hair, but you also have a degree from Grambling
Yes,
University. What did you major in?
business management.
Business management. And what is your master's in?
I have a master's in business administration.
So are you able to utilize your degree, your business background in the salon?
I am actually. At first, I didn't want to go to college. So I went to cosmetology school first. And I worked for 2 years before I decided to go to college because I figured I wanted to learn the business aspect behind running and owning my own business.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my whole go-to. And then once I graduated, I waited a few more years and went back to get my master's. Just so I could be a little more educated on, how to keep a business running and the marketing part of it, everything like that.
Okay. So Mint is Mint Beauty Collection. She transitioned from Verizon, and started working at 360 5 years ago. 5 years ago. So tell me, what made you leave corporate America and actually become an entrepreneur or a hairstylist?
Honestly, I got tired of having to ask to take off. That's the honest truth. Like, I wanted to be able to make my children's games, be there for them, and just work for myself. And then I'm lazy, so getting up early in the morning, that traffic, that's one of my main reasons. But I've always done hair, and people have always told me you need to do it professionally. You need to do it professionally. But I'm always scared because I was like, I'm not going to have no clients. Ain't nobody going to want to come to me. And I just decided one day I'm going to step out on faith. And it's been great ever since.
Good. So last but not least, we have my mom. My mom, my partner in crime. We own 360 Degrees Hair Studio together. We opened it up 16 years ago, February 18, 2003. And I remember when we opened 360, my mom had already owned a salon for years. And she was like, you know, if we do this thing, you're going to have to really run it. Now, I go in business with you, but you really going to have to run it. I'm tired. I just want to do hair. I don't want to manage people. I don't want to have to deal with the staff. And here we are today. So let's talk about your journey starting at Warner Cable. Okay.
First of all, I worked at Warner Cable, and I went to school while I was working at Warner Cable. And, you know, Warner Cable had a lot of shift work. So you had to work. I worked the 1:45 to 10:45 shift. And I went to school in the mornings. And it was really good for me because this is what I wanted to do. So I had to make the sacrifice of being, you know, out all day and night. And I had 2 kids at home. So just wanted to be able to take care of them. At Warner Cable, my salary was $20,000 a year. And my first year as a stylist, I made $80,000. So I quadrupled my salary working for myself. And you know, the journey was not easy for me because I started being a stylist at the age of 31. I've always done hair, my sister's hair. I started early because my mom worked early, so I had to do my sister's hair for school. But you know, I learned a lot just doing their hair, and then I've always liked to look pretty. I just felt like women need to look good. So I was always a girly girl and always primping, as my daddy said. He said, I'm glad you finally found something that go with what you make some money off of primping all the time. Because I was a primper. Just always like to look nice.
So we have Charmaine from Jacksonville, Florida.
Yep.
And she's a newbie also. Like Jada said, wait a minute, Charmaine don't have that much experience. How long have you been doing hair, Charmaine?
The first time I touched a head was when I started school, which was in 2010.
2010. So you never did hair prior to that?
Nope.
Like your friends? Nobody.
Nope.
And that's a newsflash.
So that means
Never touched a head.
So what made you pick cosmetology?
The crazy thing is I always was intrigued about color. So I used to get the little box dye and get like 2 different colors and put it here. It would always end up looking like my skin, but but I loved doing color, and I didn't know what it was called. I didn't know it was called dimension, but I knew I wanted to see some different hues of color. Mm-hmm. So one day I made an appointment because my mom attempted to do a sew-in, and it had to be fixed. And so I went into the salon, and I sat down, and no lie, I called my mom. I said, I know what I want to do. I said, this just feels right. And I had struggled because I always had like 2-3 jobs. So I struggled with what I wanted to do. So I said, I know what I wanted to do. And I started school probably about a year later. I started school because I was working at AT&T. And my schedule was from 11 to 7. And school was from 5 to 10. And school started August. I found out I was pregnant week before. And so AT&T, they don't switch shifts. So I would try to switch with someone. And at Paul Mitchell, you could only miss 3 days. And one day I just said, this is getting too hard. I'm not going to be able to finish. And I just said, well, they didn't say I couldn't come late. So I would go to school at like 7:30 and just go from 7:30 to 10. And I just said, you know, like, I don't care how long it take. I have a bachelor's in hair. I mean, for as long as I've been in school. So I stopped doing hair after being 4 months pregnant. I took about 11 months off. I remember looking at Kennedy and like bursting into tears. I was like, I don't want this life for her where it's nothing wrong with a 9-to-5, but I didn't want that to be my testimony. And I said I owe them money. I owed them like $900 and something. I was unemployed, laid off, and I went and I applied to school, and I said, Lord, I know they're gonna tell me I owe them because I hadn't paid. I was paying out of pocket when I started, and I stopped paying it because I was pregnant. And no lie, I said, this have to be God, because they say you don't owe anything.
Amen.
Amen.
So I finished school in 2012. So technically I have AA.
Associates in hair. So that is funny. You know, being a hairstylist, you know, we have a beauty of like changing our hair, changing our clients' hair. I mean, trends constantly evolving and changing. But talk about, for instance, I want especially men, how you really able to change lives with your wigs, the units you make with breast cancer and cancer. Talk about some of those transformations that you're able to do.
I love those transformations because you have a lot of people that go through those type of things and they're not feeling themselves. They lost their hair, or even those that have alopecia, and then when you give them that new look, they feel like themselves again. Not that they feel like a new person, but they feel more of themselves than anything. And that's what a lot of people want when they go through something like that. They want to feel pretty again. They want to feel gorgeous again. They want to look like themselves. So that's why I love doing those transformations. And then another reason too is with wigs, you could be a different person. You could be blonde one day, you could be red one day. I was just brown the other day, now I'm red today. So it gives you a sense of individuality, in my point. Like it lets you be this person one day, this person the next day, or it just makes you feel like yourself again. If you've lost your hair and you used to have a head full of hair, this gives you that look that you want, and you feel like, oh, I kind of look like myself. That's why someone asked me, DM me the other day and asked me why I don't make color wigs. Like, I saw the blonde, red, because I want wigs that people can wear every day. Like, I want you to be able to go to work and then go turn up in that same wig, because let's be honest, in the corporate world, you can't wear no pink wig. Like, you just can't. Mm-hmm. So, and I just feel like the longevity of a regular wig that you could put on at any time is a lot better than a costume wig. Like, there's nothing wrong with all the colorful wigs, but let's be honest, you can't, where you gonna go? You don't have a regular job with that. Like, you just don't.
Well, I guess they could just buy it. You can make them if they just
like, I don't mind making them.
Yeah. But there has to be a special request. Yeah. And you need to be willing to pay for it. Yeah. Because that's a lot of color.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Exactly. You can give them what they want, but you're not going to just make them and have them sitting. No. You want them to move. Exactly. And people aren't just walking around buying pink hair on the regular.
Not for no $750 either.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I can wear
some they can wear one time and then they look like, that's not an everyday. So I don't mind making them, but I like making wigs for the everyday woman.
Yeah. Tasha, what has been like one of your most rewarding moments as a stylist when it comes to your client-customer relation? Like something that you've done, or just not just focusing on hair, but you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Your client relationships that you have with your clients.
Well, I like when I get messages from my clients telling me how I have boosted their self-esteem, or maybe they were going through something when they came to see me, and I was able to just get their mind off of that for a little bit. I had a client that inboxed me maybe a month ago, and she was like, I love my hair, especially with what I'm going through now. You mean so much to me, just in that aspect, and it just warmed my heart. Because, you know, I look at it like, okay, we're transforming lives, we're transforming looks, we're making women feel better about themselves, but to actually hear it from a customer, it just makes you feel, it just puts you on another level.
It does.
Like, there's really a purpose behind what I do.
Yeah, it's bigger than hair.
Right.
Like, it's bigger than hair. And I don't think when we got into this industry, we understood the depth of our craft. You know what I mean? Right. We think we are artists, which we are, but we're also therapists. You know, we are transformers. We are transforming lives one client at a time. And not just on the outside in, from the inside out, making people feel good, listening to people each and every time they sit down. Being present. Being present. Because sometimes some clients don't have nobody to listen to them. To talk to and be unbiased and not being judgmental, you know? A lot of times that happens in the salon. What is one of the things that's most rewarding for you, Charmaine?
that's most rewarding as far as hair goes. Giving them a different look, having them not be in love with their hair, and then when they leave the chair, they fall in love with their hair again. I like transforming them from wearing weave by force and not by choice. The fact that I give them that sense of, love they have for their hair again gratifies me, because I feel like we should not be, we should be a choice. You shouldn't have to be married to it. So I do extensions also, but I want to be known for making them fall in love with their hair again. So that's most rewarding for me.
So Jada, you're a celebrity makeup artist. Yes, girl. Yes, celebrity MUA. Yeah. So talk about your experience working with Vivica. Like, has that been rewarding? Those different Vivica, working with Essence. I mean, you have so many things that you get to do as a makeup artist, hairstylist.
It's definitely rewarding knowing that they come back to you. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes we just think that we're just so caught up in the moment that they're just going to use us for that day, and life goes on. But when you do people right and good, then they'll come back. So it's been rewarding knowing that we have been relationship, and that she's continued to support me and use me and took me from Houston to Dallas. Cool.
So Miss Lisa, all your clients, all your years of experience, what has been one of your most rewarding moments as a hairstylist?
With all of the social media and, options for people nowadays are more flighty. But my reward is that I have clients that I've had as long as, I know Miss Cora started her job, she worked there for 25 years. I was with her from the beginning to her retirement. She's been retired now for 10 years, and she's still coming to me. Mm-hmm. That's 35. That's one client that I've had for 35 years. And I have many clients that I've had for years. The clients, what I appreciate about them is they are very, very loyal. And loyalty is important to me. Mm-hmm. And I feel rewarded that they continue to love me, love my family, love everybody in the salon. I mean, we're family at our salon. And that's rewarding to me too, because, I love these ladies. They're all good people. And we all support one another. We help one another. We do whatever we need to do. And that's rewarding for me too, to have built a team that we all share and love one another. That's important because, with this many women, it could be catty, it could be a lot of mess going on, and we don't have that in our salon.
And we really don't. So, we're not just saying that. Like, we really don't have mess. No place is perfect, but I mean, we're a solid family. We're a solid unit. We're definitely a solid unit. We work together cohesively. We will assist one another. There's no big I's and little U's. We all on an even playing field. Right. That's one thing I can definitely say about the salon. That is so rewarding. And with that being said, our turnover rate is low. Mm-hmm. People stick and stay in there a long time because there's a great sense of teamwork, a great sense of togetherness. Right. And when you can work together and play together, that's the thing. Yeah. That's amazing. Because when you actually want to spend your time away from work with each other, that really says a lot about your work environment and your staff and your team. And that's amazing because we work so long. Right. You have worked a long time. And who want to be somewhere where they're unhappy for 8 to 10 hours? Right. You rolling your eyes Lord, ooh.
Here she comes.
When we going to be done? Oh, clocking out, ready to run out the door. There is a great sense of togetherness. And I'm extremely thankful for that because I know that some salons have revolving doors. Mm-hmm. But we have an amazing team. And I'm just excited that, now that we're approaching our, being in business 16 years, and you ladies been with us for 5 years, going on 6 years, because for the first 10 years, it was just the two of us and Fifi. So for 10 years, it was my sister, Fifi, and my sister. Just the 4 of us initially. But now you have, an amazing solid team. Today we only have our hairstylist here because we're talking about being transformers. But we also have Jamaica, who's our new esthetician. We also have Candace Easley, who owns Tresor Cachet Boutique. But we're constantly growing and expanding our brand, constantly. Trying to do some new things, trying to be stretched this year. Because you can't get complacent. I know old folks, and I think I'm old now because I get like really set in my ways and I don't want to go live. And you know, we need to go live.
Yeah.
You know, we need to do more videos. The other day, I posted like I think my first hair video. I got 1,000 likes on it. I'm like, no, Jada, why haven't I been doing this? And Jada was like, I've been telling you. I've been telling you. You get a whole 1,000 likes and you've been tripping. You've been sleeping. But so we need each other to encourage us and inspire us because I kept saying no and Jada kept saying, you need to do some videos. You need to do some videos. So just constantly trying to be in challenge and get out of your own way. And yeah, times do get hard. It does get slow. And it's like we got to figure out what do we need to do to reboot during those slow periods. Like, what are some ways, Tasha, you think you can reboot during those slow periods to get out of your way, get out of your feelings, and really, like, encourage yourself to do better? Because that's real. That applies to every industry and every field.
That's true. Gosh, what are some things we can do? Like you said, the videos, get back to the basics, going out, passing out cards, just making yourself more visible to people. Oh my goodness! I mean, it's so much that you can do. I wish I knew all the answers.
And one thing when you say get back to the basics, I say when I think of get back to the basics, I think about simple things like get back on that mannequin head.
Right.
Like we get so far from that, but like the mannequin head is how we fine tune our craft.
Right.
Like so, if you know you do 5 colors, now it's time to do 3 more colors. And if your client don't want it, put it on the mannequin head. I remember one time going to a hair show, and I hated mannequins. And I did a mannequin. We did some color. We did some dimensional color. We did a cut. And I remember being in that class, and the educator kept saying, treat her like a client. Treat her just like a client. Cut her straight. Give her a solid finish. And I brought the mannequin back to the salon, just put it on a station. It was no big deal. And people picked that mannequin up every day that week. Love the cut, love the shape, love the this, love the that. But it was almost like being in a store and you seen a jacket on a mannequin. Seen that cut and that color on a mannequin. And I actually did that cut and the color 4 times that week. And remember, I hated mannequins. But that mannequin told me 4 cutting colors. So things like that, because people are visual. They're visual. Even like with your units, man. It's one thing to sell them, but when they see the wig sitting,
They want
they want it. They want that wig. It be for somebody already, right? But they want that one because they can touch it and feel it. Everybody ain't a visionary.
Right.
Everybody can't see it in their head, you know? What are some ways, Charmaine, that you try to encourage yourself when you kind of get flatlined and you want to high?
I know when I get to that point, it's time for me to go find a model. And I find that, and ironically, we just did a video for our company Sunday. And I remember asking Patrick, I said, how come you do your best hair? Talking about me. How come I feel like I do my best hair during photo shoots and videos? And he says, because you allow yourself to have time. So I feel like when you find yourself, you know, being flatlined or not motivated, a lot of times you have to go find that model that will let you do whatever so that you can be creative. Because what happens with hairstylists, we're artists. It's a different type of artistry, but we're artists. So when you put us in a box, we get bored. So when you approach us with the same thing, a hairstylist, we just, that's how also you get burned out as well. Just having the same thing, repetitive. It's the same thing week after week. I know Wednesday, Miss Sam is coming. She's gonna get the same silk wrap. She's gonna get the same curl. You know, Friday, Miss Minnie coming. She getting the same press and curl. You know, so I think when you introduce yourself to different markets, it allows you to be creative, and you can only be creative if that's what you're posting. Because if the only thing people know you to do is the same thing, that's what they're going to come to you for.
Right.
So a lot of times you have to rebrand yourself. Okay, I'm going to post nothing but color this week. Or this week I'm going to post nothing but extensions. So whatever you want to attract, whatever audience you want to attract, that's what you need to post. I feel like you can do that in any profession though. Whatever you want to be known for, that's what you post.
What you focus on. So for me, I know like when I get stuck in a rut and I feel like I'm getting burnt out. Education always helps me. Going to classes get me fired up, get me excited. Even if I know the information already, you always learn one new thing, I believe. You always learn one new thing, and it makes you excited about taking it back, implementing it, and applying it. Because a lot of times we learn new things, but we don't use it. But the sooner you use it, the better you're able to keep it, like it stick and stay. Another thing is, it don't have anything to do with hair. Sometimes I just listen to some encouraging music or words or books or phrases or quotes just to inspire me for that day. And then sometimes I may text a client who is flexible, who's free, and say, I'm going to do your hair for free. Let me do what I want to do though. You know, because you do get stuck in a rut. You get tired of doing a silk press. You do get tired of doing the same cut. Because our clients are professional women, so they can't really be off the box, off the Richter scale. And my best moments are photo shoot moments. I love photo shoots. I love video shoots. I love that because it's fun. It's fun because it allows you to be creative, the true artist that you are. What do you do to stay inspired? You know, because you've been in the industry a long time, so you just got to keep being inspired over and over again.
Yeah, sometimes you do have to recreate yourself because sometimes it starts with you. And look at me, I'm 58 years old. I'm bald-headed with blonde hair. I'm loving it though. And I get so, and surprisingly enough, I've never worn color. I'm always a black girl. But, and then, you know, I always say, well, you know, I'm dark, so this doesn't work. So sometimes it starts with yourself. Recreate you. And when you reinvent yourself, you find out that people want what you have. Or if I wear a weave, my clients usually want weave. Whatever you do, sometimes that's what type of client you attract. And I'm really fascinated and I really appreciate working with these young ladies because every last one of them have something to offer that I didn't have or I wasn't exposed to with my age. It's a generation gap. But if you're going to stay in this industry, you have to reinvent yourself. You have to learn, and you can learn. I learn a lot from these ladies. I mean, Tasha does what she do. I can ask her questions. She is one of the best red hair color stylists I know.
Yes.
If you want red, intense hair, Tasha can give it to you. Mint is good with hair extensions, and she's great with her wigs. And I wear her wigs too. I love them. I'm always trying to get her to do something. I'm trying to make her do me a blonde short wig now. And then, you know, Jada does her makeup and she does hair. I learn things from her all the time. I don't have a problem asking. And I wear the heck out of Charmaine because she's right next to me. And I'm like, so what you doing now, Charm? And what are you going to do now with that color? And even though I know how to color, she's very good with dimensional colors. She's very good. Actually, she's the one that blonded me out. I love it. I love it. Blondes do have more fun. But the other thing is, and Nikita, she's always doing things because she's an educator for design. I go to classes with her. I've traveled with her, and I learn different things from her. And she's very good in business. That was one of her things in college. And she's helped me a lot with the marketing aspect. She's helped our salon. And, you know, she's always doing something. She's a busy person. So we all laugh. And then, you know, we all work for Keeper too, personally. You have to be there to know.
The plantation.
We don't
But I think a lot of clients are just scared. They're scared. Like, they don't know that it's so many shades of blonde being red. Blonde can be like a blonde brown, it can be platinum, it can be, and then red can be,
pearl.
And same thing with makeup. Some clients have never had their makeup done, not for no wedding, not for nothing, and they don't get that makeup can be adjusted as well. It can be soft, it can be light brows, it can be dark. Just because I wear mine heavy don't mean that you have to. It's just my liking. So they need to sometimes get out of their comfort zone to make us comfortable.
But it's not always easy. New things scare people.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm scary. I mean, even though I'm a hairdresser and I'm creative in some aspects, I'm scary. But I have to get out of my own way. Yeah. And I've learned a lot, like I say, working with young people because it makes if you don't catch up, you're going to be in the Left Behind series. If you still, I mean, I watched Blockbuster, who was big, go out of business. I mean, I've been there for all of that.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of things. Bookstores, bookstores used to be popular. I have books out the yin yang because I like to read. Well, now everything is computerized. I remember when Kindle first came out. So now it's hard to find a Barnes and Noble. It's hard to find a bookstore. So you either gonna get with the program or you're not gonna be on program.
Well, one person who's really good at staying with the program, definitely when it comes to styles and trends and cuts and color, is Melissa. Like, even though she had to leave, Melissa is definitely, and we all can say this hands down, is the most versatile stylist in the salon. Melissa is good at everything, and she would try everything. Well, most of us will say, this is my specialty, this is what I do. It's nothing, there isn't anything that Melissa won't do or won't try. She might not want to do it 10 times, but whatever she does, she does with excellence. And not only that, she's a great teacher. To show you how to do it, because she's like, okay, I'm going to do it once, but you're going to do it next time.
Right.
But let me show you how to do it. She's really good at, adapting, especially been in the industry 30 years.
Right.
Yeah.
And every time something new come out and you still fresh, you still relevant, and you still cranking out hot styles and hot colors and cuts, that says everything. Because it's hard to stay relevant.
Yeah.
Because things are constantly changing and trending and evolving. But I want to thank all of you ladies for coming. I'm excited about the last 5 years that we shared together. I'm looking forward to the next. And even if they're not with us, they always support a 360. Because one thing we do know and believe that this is not your final destination.
Right.
I'm sure some people want to own their own salons, own cosmetology schools. But, I mean, it is a great thing in knowing that we have to share this journey together. We've learned from one another, and we've all given each other nuggets throughout this process. And I just want to say thank you, and the best is yet to come. I'm Nikita Ross, and I'm so excited to share this podcast with these amazing, fearless females. Until next time, goodbye.